I think we should.
Since we don't have, yeah, we should
I'm
do
going to do a
that.
watching from the
Listen to my idea of this for us.
On the PSAT next place.
Since we don't have to pass them, since we don't have either of them, they would miss the lesson that
Yeah.
is by
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah,
And
they,
put them behind.
I don't think we can talk about it because they're gonna miss the lesson, so we shouldn't we shouldn't go on without them because then they're gonna.
Okay, buenas tardes. Tienes 3 minutos, good try, pero tienes 3 minutos. Tienes 3 minutos. Escucha, dice, hoy es el 14 de octubre. Hoy es el 14 de octubre. Today is October the 14th. Responde las siguientes preguntas. Okay? ¿Qué significa entre? It's in your vocabulary. Entre. Among or between, right? If it's 2 or if it's 3, it's among. Pero entre el club de reciclaje y el club de vida sana, ¿cuál prefieres? Which one do you prefer? ¿Y por qué? And why? So you're going to answer, yo prefiero, I prefer this club porque, because this. Same for this one. Entre la clase de matemática e historia, so between those two classes, ¿cuál prefieres? Which one do you prefer? ¿Cuál prefieres? ¿Y por qué? ¿Por qué? Why? So you're gonna say, yo prefiero esta, yo prefiero historia, yo prefiero matemática, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué?
So you're saying why you prefer the club, right?
Yes, this is why, this is because. So the only difference is porque, the question, right, is separate, because it's together. Aurora. ¿Preguntas? Madison, ¿preguntas? Entre el club de reciclaje y el club de vida sana. Entre el club de reciclaje y el club de vida sana. ¿Cuál prefieres?
Yo prefiero
Yeah, yo prefiero.
Club de porque
Porque es divertido. Gracias. Julia.
So, I didn't, like, okay. It took a little while to get it out of my binder because my dad kind of stepped. So, yeah.
Okay. We need to make sure that we're working on this while you have those 3 minutes. Next time, I'm not gonna sign your class worksheet if I see you doing something else other than, right? Caroline,
So, the first one I
first one. Mhm.
Yo prefiero club de vida
Mhm.
porque es
Okay. Yo prefiero el club de vida sana porque es bueno. Okay, es bueno. What do you have, Isabela? Okay, yo prefiero el club de reciclaje porque es divertido. What about the second one? Entre la clase de matemática e historia, ¿cuál prefieres, Daniel?
Yo prefiero la clase de historia que es más fácil.
Okay, la clase de historia es más fácil. Delaney, ¿qué prefieres tú? ¿Es más interesante? Okay. Madison, ¿qué prefieres tú? ¿Es más difícil? Ok, gracias. Entonces, I know last class we started with saber conocer, so we're just gonna review, ¿verdad? You guys received your notes, saber conocer notes, right? So you know what saber means and you know what conocer means. So they both mean to know in English, right? In English, to know has 2 meanings in Spanish, saber y conocer, right? When are you going to use saber? You're going to use saber when you're stating a fact or you're speaking, so it says to speak about skills, right? So if you know how to do something, you're going to use saber. Yo sé entrenar al perro. Yo sé andar en bicicleta. Yo sé andar en auto, okay? So these are skills. Or show knowledge. Yo sé cómo se llama. I know what his name is. Okay? And then here you have examples. Yo sé cuál es la capital de Colombia. I know what the capital of Colombia is, right? Yo sé cuál es la capital. Now, if you're saying, I've been there, I'm familiar with it, I visited Colombia, then you're going to use conozco o conocer, because conocer means to be acquainted with, familiar with. So if you are just saying, oh, yeah, I know, I've heard of it, right? I know, because I study it, so I know what Bogotá, or the capital of Colombia is, then you're going to use sé. But if you visited Colombia and Bogotá and you are acquainted with it, you are familiar with it, you're going to use conocer. Okay? Then you have yo sé quién es Taylor Swift. I know who Taylor Swift is. I know who she is. I've heard of her. I have some knowledge about her. Then I'm going to use saber, verb saber. But if you've met her, right? If you've met her, you are familiar with her, you've spent time with her, then you're going to use conozco. Yo conozco a Taylor Swift. But if you just know who she is, you're going to say, yo sé quién Taylor Swift es. Yo sé quién es ella. Okay? Then you have yo sé cocinar. I know how to cook. Yo sé cocinar, that's a skill. Yo sé cocinar, yo sé lavar platos, yo sé andar en bicicleta, yo sé andar en auto, right? So these are skills, things you know how to do. And then you have yo sé cómo llegar al aeropuerto de Greensboro. I know how to get to the Greensboro airport, or I know where it is located. Yo sé dónde está ubicado, right? So this is like superficial, like knowledge about a place. It's not something that you're not acquainted with it, you have never been there, so you're gonna use sé, okay? And there you have the conjugation. Conocer, you're gonna use it as subjective, right? When you know details about a person or a place. So when you know more than just know the name, right? You are gonna say conocer. So when we know a person, people, or places, to be familiar, to be acquainted with. Ejemplo, yo conozco Bogotá. I am familiar with Bogotá. I've been in Bogotá. So I'm gonna use conocer. Yo conozco a Taylor Swift. I've met Taylor Swift. I have met her, I'm friends with her, I went for a coffee with her, so I'm familiar, right? So then you're gonna use conocer. Conozco la comida mexicana. Yo conozco la comida mexicana. I grew up in Mexico, therefore I know Mexican cuisine. I've been exposed to it, I grew up with it, so I really know the Mexican cuisine, so I'm gonna use conocer. Okay? Conozco el aeropuerto de Greensboro. I know Greensboro Airport. So it's not just I know where it is, right? I've been there. So I know the location. I really know the location. Okay? And then you have your extra vocabulary. If you want to say I don't know, no sé, o no conozco, depending if you're saying no conozco una persona, o no sé un lugar, no sé una, I don't know how to do something. No sé cómo, no sé correr, no sé escribir, no sé leer, right? Then you have yo sé plus verb and infinitive if you want to indicate you know how to do something. Yo sé escribir, yo sé andar en bicicletas. And then if you're saying that you know, you're indicating you're familiar with a person, that you know someone, you're going to say yo conozco a, and then the name of the person. Okay? Okay. So we're going to use the same, we're going to use the same PowerPoint that we used last class. So we're reviewing. Saber versus conocer. In Spanish, saber and conocer both mean to know, right? However, each one is used for a different purpose, okay? Saber is used to indicate that you know a fact or how to do something, right? And then you have, I know the answer. Yo sé la respuesta. Do you know his address? This is something you know, right? You have knowledge. We know how to ski. Skill. That's a skill. Okay? Conocer is used to indicate that you know someone or something in the sense of being acquainted with or being familiar with someone or something. They know Elsa. I know Chicago. I've been there. I visited Chicago. You're not saying I know where Chicago is. Because if you're saying I know where Chicago is, then yo sé dónde está Chicago, right? Yo sé. But if you're saying I've been there, yo conozco Chicago. I know Spanish history. Okay? Yo conozco la historia de España. Not saying it's a specific fact. Because if it is a specific one, then you're gonna say sé. Okay? There you have your conjugations. You also have them in your notes. I know the answer. Yo sé la respuesta. Do you know his address? ¿Sabes su dirección? We know how to ski. Sabemos esquiar. They know Elena. I know Chicago. And Ana knows Spanish history. Okay? Now I'm going to show you a video.
Saber and conocer. In Spanish, they both mean to know. But we use them in two different contexts. But the first thing we want to make sure we're all on the same page is how to conjugate them. And in the present tense, they are both irregular in the yo form. So saber in the yo form is say. We want to make sure we have an accent on there. And conocer in the yo form is conozco. C-C-O. So when we're thinking about the difference between the two of these, we can think about the following. If you know a fact or information or something memorized, you're probably going to use saber. Another time you might use saber, or another indicator, it's usually followed by the word que. So if I were to say, do you know that, and then finish the sentence, you're probably going to use saber. And the third thing that we can think about is if you take a form of saber and you add an infinitive, we have to know how to do something. So if I were to say, ¿sabes esquiar? I'm saying, do you know how to ski? You could say, sí, sé esquiar. Now on the other side, when we have conocer, that's talking more about to know a person, place, or thing. And many times we can use language like, if you could replace to know with to be acquainted with a person, place, or thing. Or to meet someone. Those are indicators that we would be using conocer. The final thing that we want to know is that when we are dealing with the preterite of saber and conocer, they do change their meaning slightly, where saber in the preterite would mean found out, and conocer would mean met. But we'll deal with those a little bit later. All right, go out.
You don't have to worry about the preterite yet. So, we're gonna practice. Okay, so he said decide whether you need to use saber o, it says saber o saber. Saber o conocer, and then make sure to give the correct form of the verb. Okay? So first you're gonna decide whether it's saber o conocer, and then you're gonna conjugate, right? You're gonna make sure you're conjugating the sentence with the correct form of the verb. Okay? If you have questions about vocabulary, or if you're doubting, you're not really sure if it's one or the other one, raise your hand, levanta la mano y yo te puedo ayudar. Okay, levanta la mano y te puedo ayudar. No.
So, first one would be saber. Right?
Yep. stop now. And número uno. Número uno. Julia, ¿me puedes dar la número uno?
I said you said it to
Yo sé tu nombre. Número dos, Noah.
Studies said his father's.
Ustedes. You are familiar. You are acquainted with the parents. If it said I know who the parents are, then it will be saben. So yo sé quiénes son los padres, right? But since you're saying ustedes know who my parents are, then it will just be no conocen, okay? Ustedes conocen a mis padres, just conocen, okay? Número tres, Madison. Conozco. Yo conozco el cine. Yo conozco el cine. I know where the movie theater. I know the movie theater. I know it, right? Now, if it was yo sé dónde está el cine, you're just telling me I know where the cine, the movie theater is, then it will just be a knowledge, right? A fact, something that you know the location, right? Número cuatro, Caroline. This one is Elena sabe el número de teléfono de Gustavo. She knows. She just knows it's general knowledge. It's not a knowledge she has. She knows the phone number, right? Ella sabe el número de teléfono. Número 5, Isabela. Tú sabes tocar la guitarra, ¿verdad? Why is it saber? Why? Why is it tú sabes tocar la guitarra? Why are you using saber instead of conocer? Madison, why are you using saber instead of conocer? And number 5. She is actually, it's a skill, right? She knows how to play the guitar, so she knows how to do something. It's a skill, okay? Número 6, Daniel.
Nosotros conocemos al presidente.
Nosotros conocemos, we know the president. Nosotros conocemos al presidente, right? Número 7, Aurora. It's saying dibujar. What's dibujar? Mis hermanos, dibujar. You know what dibujar is? Anyone? What's dibujar? Noah. To draw. So it's telling you that the siblings know how to draw. What do you Yep, mis hermanos saben dibujar. Okay? Número 8, Daniel.
Nosotros sabemos quién es el presidente.
Exacto. We know who the president is. Sabemos quién es el presidente. No lo conocemos. We don't know him personally, but we know who he is, right? Sabemos quién es. Número 8, Madison. No, número 9. Yo sé que el carro es nuevo. Perfecto. Número 10, Julia.
Okay. Tú sabes que no tengo mucho dinero.
Perfecto. Tú sabes que no tengo mucho dinero. You know that I don't have much money. Number 11, Isabela. Ustedes saben jugar al tenis, play tennis, right? Número 12, Caroline. Bien, los niños conocen. They know Ocean Isle, right? They know, they've been there, they're familiar with Ocean Isle. Número 13, Aurora. Bien, yo sé, I know how to recycle fast. I know how to recycle, so that's a skill. Número 14, Noah. Sabe, Julio sabe. He knows how to drive. So you use that. 15, Madison. Tú conoces, you know our neighbors. Conoces a nuestros vecinos, right? Number 16, Daniel.
Conocemos.
Bien. Nosotros conocemos, we know the city of Santiago. We know the city of Santiago. Now, if I say I know what the city of Santiago is, then you will just know the location, right? So then it will be sé dónde, where, dónde está Santiago. Okay. 17, Aurora. 17. Conozco. Yo conozco a toda tu familia. 18, Julia.
Ellos conocen hablar español.
Okay. This one is telling you they know to speak Spanish.
Saben.
Yep. Ellos saben hablar español. They know how to speak Spanish. They know how to do something. Number 19, Caroline.
Conocen.
This one is telling you Monica knows how to dance tango. Tango.
Saben.
Sabe. Yep. Mónica sabe bailar tango. 20, Aurora. Bien. Usted conoce. You know Battleground Park. You know Battleground Park. Okay. 21, Madison. Yep. Yo sé, I know where, yo sé dónde está el aeropuerto de Greensboro. I know exactly where it is, but I've never been there. Okay? Number 22, Isabela. María sabe dónde vives. She knows where you live. Okay? Número 23, Delaney. Tú, well, this one is telling you, you know a good restaurant. Yep. Tú conoces, you know, do you know? ¿Conoces algún, do you know a good restaurant? ¿Conoces algún restaurante? Bueno, have you been there? I mean, you've been there, so then you can tell them, yes, it's a good restaurant. Número 24, Julia.
Sorry, which one?
24.
Okay, ustedes no sabes las palabras de la canción.
Bien, ustedes no saben las palabras de la canción. Ustedes no saben, with the en, saben las palabras de la canción. That's 24, yeah. If it was usted without the es, then it will be usted no sabe. But since it's ustedes with the es, then it will be saben, right? 25, Caroline. Ellas conocen a la señora Rodríguez, ella es su profesora. Número 26, Isabela. ¿Ah? C. El examen es difícil, disculpa, el examen es fácil, sé todas las respuestas. Or you can say sabemos. I mean, because it doesn't tell you exactly who knows. So you can say either I know or we know all the answers. Number 27, Daniel. Martín no conoce a Alicia. Martín doesn't know Alicia. She's a new girl, right? She is a new girl. In 28, Julia.
Conocen.
It's saying, what's esquiar? Do you know what?
Well, it's like no.
Esquiar, any idea?
It's like to something. Like
Uh-huh. So to ski. So she knows how to ski. So what would you use?
like sabe.
Exacto. Mi prima sabe esquiar muy bien. Okay. And then we have 29, Noah. ¿Conoces tu Puerto Rico? ¿Conoces Puerto Rico? Do you know where Puerto Rico is? Right? Number 30. Caroline. Sabe usted la hora. Do you know the time? Okay. Bien. Is it more clear now? Or do we have a better understanding? Okay, so for this one, it says, ¿cuál es el país más poblado del continente? Do you know what's the most populated country of the continent? When you use conoces, saber, conocer, or sabes? Yep. Okay. Next question.
I think we should really do like a Kahoot.
Take a food.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Friday. I'll try to have a Kahoot for Friday. Okay. Vosotros, Sevilla bien? Do you all know Sevilla well? Madison, what do you think it is? I know we haven't learned this form, but I mean they're all in the same. Yep. Mi profesor, mucho sobre la literatura moderna. Daniel.
Sabe.
La niña no. Aurora. Mi amigo. Delaney. Sure. ¿Cómo entrenar? To train a dog. My friend knows how to train his dog. Yeah, and so what? No, it's not saber, so it's. Mis hijos nadar. My children know how to swim. Caroline. Mi madre, Aurora. My mother knows the recipe. Sí. Sabe.
Laura.
This one, Mario. Mario, do you know your neighbor? The waiter at this place, Julia?
Would it be canonicus?
We don't even know her name. Ni siquiera su nombre. Isabela. Somos bilingües y hablar español e inglés. We're bilingual and we know Spanish and English. Daniel.
Sabemos.
Tú, la película Ladrones. Do you know the film Ladrones? Madison? Nosotros, we know the address of the store. Delaney. Sabemos. Okay, yo know mi número de teléfono. I don't know my telephone number. Julia.
Hold on. Say. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Aurora. Daniel. Bien. Caroline. Yo no conozco a nadie que me pueda dar su opinión sobre este tema. I don't know anyone who can give me his opinion about this matter. Noah.
Said.
Madison. Aurora. Isabela. Mi prima Bárbara. Un salto mortal ese brazo. My cousin Barbara knows how to do a backflip. Delaney. Yo. Daniel.
Yo sé.
Yo tocar el piano. Delaney. Look at the, read the sentence. Noah,
Saber.
No.
do you know all the neighbors?
You should.
Julia,
Yes.
Caroline, Daniel,